On this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic, it's Trump versus everybody. We debated out, is Trump winning as a president or losing as a president? All that and more on this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic.
First of all, let me tell you something. Lamont is just full of
Sometimes my mama said, when you don't have nothing nice to say, you should be quiet.
People say that Stephen A. is a coon. You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one? Okay. Go ahead.
Rudy Giuliani practices voodoo. What? So he put a voodoo hex on my girl, Hillary, and that's why she got woozy. And the Secret Service had to prop her up and put her in the van.
But take us to a break, my dude.
It was voodoo, son.
I don't know about that voodoo.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic. This episode of Three Black Guys with a Mic is being brought to you by Wendy's. Wendy's has changed the value game all over again. Today, grab yourself a 4 for $4. A juicy junior bacon cheeseburger or crispy chicken BLT, large fry, 4-piece nugget, and a drink. You can always get it fresh, never frozen, at a participating Wendy's. Offer not valid in Alaska and Hawaii. Now let's start the show. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and all that other stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic. Sport is in the building. Lamont is in the building. Maynard is in the building. And we are here ready to discuss all of the wonderful things that are going on in the world. Starting off with our commander-in-chief, our celebrity-in-chief, as the great Charlemagne the God would call him, President Donald J. Trump, Mr. 45. We're going to start the show off with Lamont trying to do his best to see if he can figure out how Donald Trump is still winning in his mind. I don't understand. For now, almost, 10 weeks, 20 weeks, you have been saying that Donald Trump is winning, and Maynard and I keep telling you he has not an ounce of winning in his blood. He said there was going to be so much winning, we were going to get tired of winning. We haven't even won anything yet. And yet, Lamont, you are tired? We're not even tired. We haven't even got to the game. Nobody's even won.
We still in warm-ups.
We still in warm-ups. We ain't even started playing the game yet. At any rate, Lamont, let us give you an opportunity to be able to try to explain to our wonderful, fantastic listeners that Donald Trump is winning. So on Facebook, they can just tell you, what the hell are you talking about, Lamont?
Well, first of all, as we are, I think, in episode 43.
43.
We have done this for 43 times thus far with an infinite number, to go. But on episode 43, I need everyone to hear me loud and clear. Donald J. Trump is winning more now than he's ever won in his presidency. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. And Maynard, I know you over there bubbling in your seat. You want to just jump all over. Whoa, pause. You want to pause. You want to cut me off in my conversation, before I get to the real root of it all. And it was something that I read that made me really understand how Donald Trump is winning. Well, first of all, in episode 43, just like many other episodes, we always have to start talking about Donald Trump. We haven't talked about the people in Puerto Rico. We haven't talked about if the people in Houston. We haven't talked about all of the other things that are going on in the world, but we always seem to be talking about Donald Trump, just like everybody else. And that is exactly one of the reasons why he was winning. My man took a Friday night, and I read this. This was crazy. And he flew down to Huntsville, Alabama. And he stood in the room of his supporters, and I don't give a doggone if it was 500, 1,000. It could have been 20. But the things that my man said on a Friday night in Huntsville, Alabama in 2017 has resonated all over the world because he called some people some sons of, now, can we say the word on here, Spud?
Yes.
Okay, so bitches is approved. So some sons of bitches and this and that and the boom, bam, chitty, chitty, bang, bang, and everybody now wants to make a statement.
The chitty, chitty, bang, bang part. I didn't see that in the transcript.
No, that was not.
Okay, the sons of bitches I did see in the transcript, but the chitty, chitty, bang, bang, and the boom and the pow, that part wasn't in the transcript.
No, that was me. I threw that in. But Donald has figured out how to make people react. And that's why he's winning. And another thing that someone said, it was yep, I do watch all of the channels, including Fox and Friends. So I was watching Fox and Friends, and Fox and Friends said, one of the little anchors, he said this and it made a lot of sense. He said, even though there are tons of people who do not, I repeat, do not support Donald Trump, they agree with what he said about that flag. And we could talk about the flag, and we could talk about the third verse, and we could talk about everything else. But what Donald Trump has figured out how to do, and he continues to do it very well, is now he's bringing people who haven't supported him in the past because he found an issue. They're like, you know what? Donald's right about that flag. The blah, 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 this, and that. So Donald, again, although he still, to this day, has 0 legislative wins, 0 victories in Washington, D.C., he still controls the narrative of this United States of America. We can talk
so let me just maybe before you jump in. So let me just make sure I got this clear. So you're saying that he is winning because he's marketing himself to the mass public, to America and around the world, and these are the examples that you're giving in winning?
Yes.
Because of the marketing? Okay, so that's my first thing. Then my second thing is, let me go back to the flag as we dive into, the NFL and the protests and so forth and so on. And so basically what Donald Trump said was, hey, that these players are disrespecting our flag, the United States of America, and they're disrespecting the flag. So, because you are I ain't gonna stop watching no football, right? You are a NFL supporter at this point. You are saying that the NFL players, Ray Lewis included, that are all kneeling across the country are disrespecting the American flag and the Make America Great Again that Donald Trump presented on the campaign trail. Is that what I hear?
Nope, I didn't say that. You did those. You did not.
Is that what I heard? That's kind of what I heard.
Nope, that is no. That's apples and oranges. You said, is he winning? In my opinion, the whole flag thing, it's a marketing tool. Something that I've read, maybe you guys read it. They've been talking about it lately. Back in 2009, when the government gave the NFL a check. So, we need you to do this little, national anthem thing. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to pump up this racism, this patriotism, which you could call it racism in certain terms. And when I heard that, I felt like, that's like when I was a little kid, like, the Army recruiter would come to your high school and give you a flyer and say, come check me out at the recruiting office. I was like, wow, this is like, recruiting of for the armed services on a whole nother level. And again, allegedly, this was only done in 2009. I haven't seen the canceled check, so I got to use the alleged word. But I mean, it wouldn't put it past it. Like it's a marketing tool. So this whole, kneeling, standing up, the flag, to me, it's not even about any of that. Just like Colin said, it's about what is happening on the streets of America with young black and brown people getting murdered by the police. That's where it's at. And man, you can help me with this too. I read, again, you got to be careful what you read out here on this wonderful internet, is that actually Colin had been kneeling for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? Several years before it had become a fashionable thing where the TV cameras had caught him in. And so this wasn't something that was new. So it's like, all of a sudden, it's a big thing. Now we're disrespecting the flag, and it's just a whole deflection thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just finish it with this. If you've ever played any kind of organized sport, the one thing that the coach would always tell a player is make sure you keep your head in the game. And what Donald Trump has done, he has figured out a way, probably not by himself, to make sure that our heads are not in the game because we're worried about a flag. We worried about the third verse. We worried about kneeling. We worried about if Martha Ford is awake on the sideline and she's interlocking with her players because she looked sleepy to me yesterday. We worried about all of this. We worried about Jerry Jones saying, you slaves better not kneel. If you do, you're getting fired. And that's what Jerry said. We worried about all of that instead of worrying
he didn't
about
say slaves, but
no, yes, he did. Yeah. He said slaves. He used a synonym. You know what I mean? It was a synonym for slave. That's how Jerry get down. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's all a deflection. It's all, we are all reacting to Donald's actions, and he's winning. Period.
So can I say something?
Yes, it is your time.
Let's start with saying
Lamont always accuses me of going long.
I had to. I didn't know how much time I was gonna have, bro. I didn't know. This is new for me.
Here you go, going in again. Now you just like started right back up. Okay. We've been in this show about 10 minutes, 9 of which have been Lamont's. I just want to let y'all know up front.
You hating, bro? I mean, is it that
there you go? Is it while you were talking? I didn't say a word.
I mean, you get all of the fan mail, bro. Sir, I'm trying to get my fans up out here, man.
Sir.
Okay.
I'll thank you for your silence, sir. Colin Kaepernick is winning. This weekend, we saw a record number of players, black and white, kneel. This weekend on Sunday, and I'm not watching football, but I did want to check at 1:00 on East Coast time to see what this was going to look like, and that was the story this weekend. If you go to the internet today and you ask about you punching the NFL, taking the knee, there are at least 200 players around the NFL that decided to take a knee. One team, I think it was Arizona, only one person from the team even came out of the locker room for the national anthem. So that means that the message that Colin Kaepernick was trying to get out, the effect that he wanted to have, the idea that he wanted to raise awareness is spreading. Even if all that awareness is that there is an anti-Trump movement among certain people. So that's A. B, Lions lost yesterday. That's just because you brought bad karma to him, Lamont. That's your whole thing.
Are you hating, bro? Did you not see the last play? Come on, man. Let's not do that.
Did they lose?
You listen. You already told the fib. You did watch.
Did the Lions lose?
You did watch NFL football yesterday.
Did the Lions lose?
Well, put it like this. It was stolen from him. It was stolen from him.
But you know why? Because Lamont is waffling. You brought bad karma to the Lions. It's your fault. All right, let me move forward.
I was stuttering like what? Go ahead, sir.
It's your fault, man. Then the other thing is this: these men have decided that they're gonna make a stance. And I salute. Can we salute LBJ? Can we give LeBron his props? He called the man a bum. And didn't. Yo, he's not distracted. Our heads are in the game, Lamont. Our heads are in the game because this man made a stance, and it's taking its time to get there. But now other people are signing on, and it starts that way. And that's what I've been saying for the longest time. It takes saying, look, let's stand up and do one thing right. And once we get past that, we're going to get the attention, and then we're going to start to teach young men what it means to be a man.
What's the
Colin
end game?
Kaepernick is winning.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Colin Kaepernick is winning.
So, but what's the end game? I mean, does the NFL players, begin to do this on a week-to-week basis for the entire, I don't know how many more seasons are left, 14, 15 season? I mean, I'm saying games left, weeks left. I mean, is this something that you think is going to happen during the Super Bowl, which is the biggest watched, television event, on the planet? I mean, does this continue to happen? Because it doesn't move the needle forward if it doesn't continue to happen. If it was just one of those hashtag, take a knee, and then 2 weeks from now, everybody's still standing, but locking arms. I mean, where do we go from here?
I think the first thing that we have to recognize is that the Jerry Jones comments and all the other owners and how they going, whatever they going, I'm gonna do this. Jerry Jones, you ain't gonna do nothing. Ain't none of these, and I'm a Cowboy fan. You ain't gonna do shit.
No.
Why?
No. Yes, you will.
Let me say this. He has a black quarterback in Dak Prescott. He has a black running back in Ezekiel Elliott, and he has Dez Bryant as his star receiver. The NFL, the players of the NFL have decided, we are 70%, 75% of this game. If we don't play, there is no game. And this weekend proved to the NFL owners like, oh, they mean that shit. They mean this. They for real about this. Okay, because all those players and a lot of owners had a lot of the Jerry Jones sentiment. And all those players took a knee this weekend. Ain't no daggone openings at all them teams today. And ain't a whole bunch of players out there without contracts and all of a sudden now.
But let me push back just a little bit, Maynard. Let me push back just a little bit. So, but from an owner's perspective, right? And from let me just speak from the owner's perspective. Let's talk about Jerry Jones. And even if they do start, let's just say they start, kneeling in Dallas. At the end of the day, is it really moving the needle forward? Because they're taking a knee, which is fine, and I'm supporting, but then they still playing the game. So if Jerry Jones is like, okay, let him take a damn knee for, how long is the national anthem? A minute and a half?
Right.
And then after that, let's get to the game. That's fine. Go ahead and, do your thing. Your awareness is there, which is fine. I mean, like, what's the Buffalo Bills quarterback? Owner's name, Rex Ryan, I think. I'm sorry, Coach. That's where, in my opinion, those are the ones who need to be kneeling. Those are the ones who really need to take the needle to the next level, move the needle forward, because, again, it's kind of like, okay, y'all can go ahead and take a knee. Y'all done took a knee around the world, and we understand that y'all are upset that 243 black men have been killed by the police in the last, since Colin Kaepernick has been taking a knee. But you know what? At the end of the day, when that damn whistle go, y'all asses better be on that damn field.
And no one is protesting the game. Remember, he wasn't taking a knee to the game.
Right.
He was taking a knee during the anthem, and he was doing. And let's talk about what this really is, or how this really looks. He said, "I'm gonna take a knee." Hey, listen, you guys want to go and do that? That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. And what I'm doing, you don't have to do. I'm not asking you to do what I'm doing. I'm not suggesting that everyone take a knee. This is my personal protest. I'm doing this. When the national anthem came on, he didn't go and kick the damn speaker and pull the wires out. We ain't gonna be no national anthem. He ain't grabbed a microphone for the little girl out there singing.
Hey, give me that damn microphone.
He ain't doing none of that. He said, I'm just gonna stand over here and not try to draw a whole bunch of attention to myself and make a big scene. Y'all go and do your thing. I'm gonna do my thing over here. The man took a knee. That's it. I don't understand how Donald Trump could even begin to talk about he's going to make America great again. He doesn't understand America. Oh, he's disrespecting the flag. He's disrespecting the flag. You know what's more disrespectful? The idea that someone could carry a Confederate flag and then you don't see it, and the president doesn't see a problem with that.
So Maynard, can I ask you a question? And Spud, you're more than welcome to answer as well.
You're so nice. You're going to give Spud an opportunity to answer. You're more than welcome. You're genteel sensibility.
It's this new time is what it is. It's,
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
He woke up this morning, he got his Russell Simmons, breathing going on. And now he's all,
first of all,
he's all in Zen mode now.
First of all, Uncle Russ, you are extremely out of pocket, Playboy.
What are you talking about?
You see the tweet that he tweeted out? He called the Steelers, the team, a bunch of bitches.
I agree.
My dude, you need to fall back, Uncle Russ. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree with that comment. Because at the end of the day,
hold on, Spud. This don't engage with him.
Don't engage with him. Okay.
What do you mean?
Because this is what happened. The same way that these owners are saying, you got to play the damn game, and you taking it. We don't want to hear we don't want to hear. This is Lamont's philosophy right here. Brown, black people, get out there and use your bodies and hit each other and entertain us. Dance, sing, whatever you got to do to make us happy, you should do it. But we don't want to hear your voice. Russell Simmons. So you saying
I am offended.
Russell
Beans
Simmons
and cornbread had a fight. Beans and cornbread. This one right.
I am offended, sir. I am utterly offended. But what I was going to say is that, or Maynard, I think you said, whoever said that Donald doesn't understand America, but I think we have to internalize that there are it's more. And I was watching that speech on on Friday Night Live, when he was in Alabama. And what really, again, it struck me, and somebody put this on Twitter, is that about maybe 50 to 70 years ago, a Friday night in Alabama with that kind of talk was a Klan rally. So for the president of the United States to take time out on a Friday night to say those, forget the sons of bitches and all the other kind of stuff, but the other hour and 20 some odd minutes that he stood up there and what he was talking about to that particular audience, yo, bro, like, that's not the America that I know. And again, it's no disrespect.
But how can you say he's winning if you are telling me?
You know why? Because he still has a base that supports him. And when he called those football players sons of bitches, there are people in this country that look at Dak, that look at Colin, that look at all of these alleged people who are winning, and they don't like that. It's the same as my favorite movie, which is one of my favorites, is Mississippi Burning. You remember the part where he said, "You all got a piano in there"? It's called hating, bro. Like, there's a lot of people in this country that don't like to see, Shannon Sharp get up on Fox Sports every day at 9:30, you know what I'm saying, all flyed up and talking the way that he talks and saying the things that he says. That is a part of America as well. So I think we got to stop thinking that, America is just this one particular harmonious place. Is that there's several Americas, man.
But Lamont, you're making the point of what you're saying, which is, how can he be winning if you just said that America is bigger than just this one section? But he's only speaking to that one section. And you're saying that he's winning based off of that one particular section, and that the neo-Nazi, I want to say alleged neo-Nazi, KKK, white supremacy is running this country, and you're saying that is a win.
You ready?
That's a win, is what you're saying.
I said this earlier. Because of his action, he makes everyone else react. He already knows that.
This is the thing. It's not winning when you're running scared. And the problem,
scared. Did you not see the middle finger? Maybe I said it to you. He put up the middle finger on TV. When he was talking about Robert Kraft. You didn't see that?
My dude, you're running scared when all that's happening in America is that crowd that he's talking to, that base he's trying to whip up, and he's finding some support. He's finding lots of support in. Are a group of people who typically are saying to themselves, "We're losing, we're losing, right." And so their anger is because they feel like the America the real America that does exist has its warts and its flaws, but thank God we're not where we once were. That we no longer have separate restrooms. We no longer have separate but equal schools. We have gains in civil rights that have provided for people of all colors and people of all types of orientations, to sexual orientations or whatever, to have rights. And that small group of people are saying to themselves, "Man, you used to be able to go out and tell black people that you're going to do such and such to them. Or you used to be able to go and kill a gay person in Laramie, Wyoming. They killed a gay boy because he was gay. You can't do that anymore. It's a hate crime." They feel like their rights are being taken away from them and they are losing. So all of that, it's great that you could say, well, Donald Trump is winning. Yeah, people are cheering for him, but they're cheering because they are actually running scared. They hope that he's some kind of hero, but what they really know is that this is not 1956 America any longer. This is not the 20s. That's not going down no more.
Let's talk about Rocket Man. Oh, I'm a Rocket Man.
Jesus.
Now, Maynard, a couple of weeks ago, you said that Rocket Man ain't got no chance.
Hold on. No, that was a couple of months ago. When a
couple months ago, you was like, listen, North Korea, that's all cool, that's cute. They ain't got no rockets or no missiles that can reach over here. Now Kim Jong-un is like, listen, Trump, you on a death mission, man. And I understand that Trump stood in front of the UN and was like, hey, Rocket Man is on. I'll annihilate him. I will destroy.
We're going to totally destroy.
We will totally destroy North Korea. and Kim Jong-un is like, listen, man, I'm ready to go. Does this make us nervous? Or we should be nervous about Kim Jong-un? I mean, listen, I wish I would have went to, Korea before. Now I can't even go over there anymore. I used to be able to go to Korea and get, the Fila sweatsuits and, the shoes. And anyway, that's a whole other army story. At any rate, but now you can't even go over there because you put the ban on. Is this something that you think is going to lead to war, or is this just the dozens?
Yo, when we were kids, every good game of the dozens ultimately wound up with somebody getting a black eye.
Somebody got slapped in the mouth.
We called it ranking or the dozens, snapping, whatever the case may be. It's all fun and good when you're on the back of the bus. Oh, your mama this, your mama that. And before too long, somebody be like, you know what? I'm ready to fight. Say one more. Then there's other. Oh, my mama. Say one more. Say no. One more thing. And a fight break out. I'm afraid, man. First of all, I would say this: the president of the United States has got to be, and I'm not even going to talk about Donald Trump. I'm just saying the president of the United States is the leader of the free world. The leader of the free world, typically, the president of the United States is the leader of the free world. The leader of the free world has got to exercise judgment and caution whenever he thinks about taking our children to war, because those men and women, many of which are grown adults, but so many are 18, 19, 20 years of age who serve in our armed forces. Those are the people who have to go out here and do the bidding. It's real easy to talk tough when you got Secret Service around you, when you got all these. It's real easy to talk tough when you dodge the draft. It's real easy to talk tough when you're not the one and your kids aren't the ones who are going to go and serve. So the president of the United States needs to always use caution, because he's asking men and women, he's asking parents to send their kids into war. And the youth talk like, we're going to totally destroy you. My dude, you just calling the man Little Rocket Man.
So disrespectful.
That's so disrespectful.
But he's winning, though. That's one of those ones that he's winning. That's where he's winning at. Is that what you mean, Lamont? That he can call Kim Jong-un the Rocket Man and get away with it? That's how you say he's winning?
That's a win. That's a W.
Watch this. According to his base, which you know what? And I got to make sure that I'm clear, because you two are trying to box me in. And when I say box me in, I am not a Donald Trump supporter.
Get you to stay woke.
Yeah, no, I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. But here's the deal, though, is that Donald has done and is continuing to do things that support my position that his ice is colder. Because now, what I will say this, let me tell you what I did the other day. If you ever watch Donald when he talks, he does use a lot of hand movements. And I said, dang, I wanted to Barack do that. And if you go back and look at a lot of Barack's speeches, he used a lot of hand movement as well, but it wasn't as aggressive, if you watch this guy's hand movement. And I say again, and I don't know if this is real or not, but allegedly he throws up the white power sign, which is very similar to, what some of the brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi do. Allegedly he does these other little things with his hands often, which I've seen. I'm not down with the white supremacy, so I don't know if that's really real, but his hand movement, his body language is just so aggressive, bro. It's almost, I said this before, I think dude on some sort of narcotic, man. Like, my man, he on something. He might be on some Robitussin. I don't know what it is, but my man, he's just so, he something, because like what Maynard said, like to stand up in the UN on that platform and to use that kind of language, it's just. You
might as well have said crackers, huh?
You feel what I'm saying? It's like, come on, dog. Like, you got to show some sort of level of decorum or couth, as my mama used to say. But like, dude don't have none. Like, he don't care. Like, he just out here. And the only thing that I'm praying and I'm hoping, and Maynard, hopefully this is really the case, is that there's some people in Washington, D.C., there's some people in our United States military that are not going to allow this guy to get us all killed. Because I've heard a general say that before. It's like, yo, dude gonna get us killed, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, on some really real reckless conversation. And he showed it at the UN last week, man. So just, I don't know, man. It's like he's a spoiled little kid, bro. But
the other part of this is this. As far as the winning conversation goes, And when somebody once told me, when you resort to just name calling and whatever, that just means that you're just out of ideas.
Right. He had a
That
gas.
means that
That's all he got.
you're limited in what you can actually use as leverage to move the needle in the right direction. When you just resort to just weird things to say, we're in a totally different, that's not only disrespectful, that's very irresponsible to say that we're going to totally destroy another country. Let's keep this much in mind. That country has a military, that country has a president, but that country has millions of citizens who really, in the words of, for instance, Muhammad Ali, they ain't done nothing to nobody. And that's just a paraphrase. Those people, a lot of people, you think about it, most of those people, they haven't done anything to us. And so the idea that you're going to say you're going to destroy this means that you're going to basically say, oh, there's 25 million people. We're going to obliterate that. There's going to be 25 million dead people. Really, the issue is with the leadership. You cannot openly say we're going to kill 25 million people because you're mad at one dude. That's irresponsible.
So, Lamont, did you knee yesterday? Did you take a knee?
Hell no. Taking no damn knees. You nuts? I'm gonna need somebody to help me get up off the ground. You know what I'm saying? Is you nuts? But what I will say though, and this is real, and a sports person said this yesterday. All of the networks were told to televise the national anthem, which most of the time they don't. But they knew that it was going to be, and I'm not going to lie to you, I specifically made sure I went somewhere yesterday to see the Detroit Lions and the
Falcons
and their national anthem, and we definitely want to shout out the young man who actually, I was a little surprised because, yes, I did used to work his records, and he was a rapper, but he did his thing on the singing tip. And when my man did the knee and the fist and the whole shebang, I almost cried. I felt like I'm so proud of the homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Because he is also one who is very woke, as some would say. And that was a wonderful platform for him to express himself, you know what I'm saying? By him actually singing the anthem. But while he, I think, respected the national anthem, he also was able to put his opinion on it by the kneeling and the fist in the air at the same time. So, I just give that energy through people like him and even Colin. I mean, I get it. I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Let's be very clear. I just celebrated a birthday, man. So for 40 plus years, I know what it is to be a African-American male interacting with the police. You feel what I'm saying? I get it.
Said he almost cried. We find out the Grinch got a heart.
Let's play the reversal though, because we always want to make sure that we're balanced in this situation, especially for our Republican the people who are not Democrats or whatever, people who support that, right?
Yes.
I mean, in going back to Donald Trump and his thing about his statement about sons of bitches and so forth and so on. And so let's speak to the base, right? So in that case, is it in a sense disrespectful to actually go to a football game when we know the narrative, we know the situation has been happening for years, all right? Police brutality isn't anything new, as well as the national anthem isn't anything new. And so to now finally disrespect the national anthem and the American flag, because we are Americans, even though we may be coming from an African-American descent or whatever the case may be, is it slightly disrespectful? That's one. And then two, for Steph Curry and let me just use Steph Curry because after he uninvited the Golden State Warriors, is it disrespectful too? Because we talked before, Lamont, about disrespecting the office of the President of the United States. Is it disrespectful for Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors to not go to the White House? Got quiet on me. That was too much.
Whoa.
I know that was a lot.
No. I was trying to. No, I know, but I was trying to give you the ball, and I didn't know if he was going to take it up.
All right. Well,
am I
jumping in?
Well, shit,
It's just like a double dutch. Like I'm just.
I mean, yeah. So you might well just let me go ahead and get in first.
Jump
You know what I'm saying?
jump ball.
Yeah.
Jump ball.
I mean, I think first, if you want to, back into it, if you start with Steph, I think because what Donald has done on so many different levels, he has disrespected the office of the president of the United States on so many different levels. We can talk about, from before to now and probably forevermore. So I don't know if Steph is wrong to decline, you know what I'm saying, or say that he didn't want to go anyway. I do think that. And Manny gonna get mad at me for that, and Steph didn't say this, but a few people were saying, well, he already went to go see the real president already. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I get it. So Steph, he gets a pass, he gets a check. So if he don't want to go, he shouldn't have to go because Donald, he's out of pocket, bro. You know what I mean? But I do think that there are a large group of people in this country, even when I was where I was yesterday, that were cursing at the young man who took a knee at Ford Field yesterday. And a couple of them would say, well, why are you taking a picture of him? And I had to politely turn to one of them and say, hey, my man, I'm from the D, so you need to watch yourself. And once I said it in that tone, he didn't say anything else to me. You know what I mean? So it's like, even though, I didn't get really ignorant with it or whatever, you still want to try to show a little respect to people's opinions. But we got to remember there are people who don't agree with Colin. And honestly, I'm okay with that. Because I also know that there's a certain group of people in my community that eat chitlins, and I don't. So I'm not going to disrespect my auntie because she talking about I'm going to make some chitlins today, and I'm going to eat them and have a good time.
But if she's eating chitlins, are you going to go to her house for Thanksgiving? Are you not going to show up?
Yeah, no, I'm going to go. But I'm going to be like, auntie, can you just open up the window, please?
Shouldn't Steph Curry actually still go because they won? That is the tradition. There are both sides, people who are against the president, and people who are for the president that support the Golden State Warriors. And this is a tradition. Shouldn't he be showing up?
No.
Nah, I think it's an option, bro. I think something like that is, and then you're going to say, well, Lamont, it's an option for you to go to Christmas dinner. No, grandma wants us to be at Christmas dinner, bro. You got to roll with grandma. So grandma say, baby, don't pay no attention to the chitlin smell. I know it's the pig, but auntie, she like to have them chitlins. Come on, man. Something you got to give a pass. So there's not a sense of go along to get along and to be politically correct when you're at that level of celebrity and income.
No. And no. The trick is, first of all, you can't disrespect yourself for him to have a photo op. And you have to believe in your mind that I stand for something. I stand for, maybe it's because of the Charlottesville issue. Maybe it's because, black people ain't got nothing to lose, is what Donald Trump said on the campaign trail. Maybe it's because, the Muslim ban or whatever it may be. Whatever it is that is your personal thing, that's your business. And once you decide, I disagree with this person and I feel disrespected by this person, you are only disrespecting yourself if you quibble from your morals. So Steph has a certain moral, and he said it's because of this. It may be because of 15 things, but he's like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to lend my image, and I'm winning because Steph Curry is winning. I mean, he literally, that happened. They won. Right? They're champions.
Right.
And he's sitting there saying, no, I'm not going to lend my level of celebrity to him to take a photo op so he could, and guess what else was not going to happen? Since the team declined, you know what they're not going to do? Because this is also a tradition that they would present the president with an honorary jersey. That's not going down. So, because why do I want, if I'm him and I disagree with the president, why do I want to have this? Why do I want him to even have a jersey? I don't want him on. He's not on my team. I don't want that. We're not on the same page. We in different places. You not representing the America that I believe in. And so no, he ain't got to go.
why can't they?
Because they don't want to. Damn it!
No, I'm
sorry.
going to healthcare.
I'm sorry.
Now.
I was a little hyped. I'm sorry.
So the Graham Cassidy bill, which we all know is whack, and Ted Cruz came out and said he's voting no. John McCain said he's a no again. Rand Paul is a no. What is it about the Republicans and the GOP that they can't get this bill passed? Maynard, what is the problem? Is it because they're not trying to work at a bipartisan level, or is it they're just trying to cram a bunch of junk down the 20 million people that are on Obamacare, or is it they just really are just trying to repeal it just because they don't want Obamacare in history?
Okay, so I mean, we know one of the things is we're going to return to regular order after September 30th or what have you. And what that means is we're returning to you need 60 votes to pass something. Right now, in this current session, you need 51. So part of it, what they're trying to accomplish is they only have, I think they're only like 53 Republicans in the Senate and 47 Democrats, if I'm not mistaken. So they're like, oh, while we have it, we got to hurry up and get it. That's part of what they're doing because they know that they're not going to get to 60. Mm-hmm. So that's step one. There is a procedural issue that they're trying to buffer against, which is in a couple of days they're going to need 60 votes, and they have a hard time just getting to 51. So that's one. Two, the idea of removing what has been dubbed as Obamacare has been their main issue. They have been trying to erase this off the books. I mean, I don't think that President Obama would even care if Donald Trump just said, erase the Affordable Care Act on the top of the page and just put the Trump Act on it and keep it moving. They would just do that because they don't have a real reason to say, I mean, let's look at the number of people who will be hurt. What is your causality? What is the reason why you want to hurt people? Why you want to tell kids with pre-existing conditions, sorry, you just can't have insurance. You cost too much money to insure, therefore the insurance company can just kick you off. That's not logical. And healthcare, if you're born with some kind of condition, you develop a condition, maybe it's genetic or what have you, it shouldn't have to be a death sentence. And we shouldn't, what are we going to do? We're going, like in the olden days, take you out in the forest and leave you there for the wolves to eat? No, that's craziness.
Let's balance it out, though. On the other side, though, premiums, deductibles, those are issues with Obamacare.
Those are issues with insurance. Those are issues. Those are inherent issues. And the reasons why, and we had to take this one on the chin, because Americans cost money to insure. What does that mean? That means, unfortunately, if we have a nation of people where the obesity level is rising, then diabetes is going to be an issue. If diabetes is an issue, we're going to have to ensure, we have to care for those people. The more people who get diabetes, for instance, which is one of the most expensive diseases or conditions in America, the more it's going to cost to insure people. So what does that mean? We as the citizens who want to purchase insurance have got to do a better job of taking care of the insured property. If you had a home, just think about insurance. If you had a home and in your house, you were conducting nuclear fuel tests, your insurance is going to be high. If you didn't have your walls, properly insulated and you had open flames, your insurance is going to be high because you are a greater risk. That's what's happening with our health. If we're not taking care of our health, then we're at greater risk. The greater the risk, the more it costs to insure. You got to get healthy. That's why a big piece of the Affordable Care Act was, hey, we're going to make certain that physicals are free so that at least you can have the information as to what's going on with your health so that you can do a better job of managing your health.
So that means we got to put down triple cheeseburgers?
triple cheeseburgers.
No more flaming hot Cheetos walking to school in the morning?
No. However, the Baconator
did you say
at
no?
Wendy's.
Man, did you say no?
Shut up for a second. I'm trying to save this money.
Sir,
the Baconator
sir.
at Wendy's. The Baconator
Sir.
at Wendy's is amazing, and Wendy's makes great product.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Lamont, you gonna expand on that, or you leaving it alone?
No, I mean, I just, I was like, yo, like, whoa. I mean, I'm gonna give you the short form. I mean, I still believe that, and I think Maynard was on point. If Donald J. Trump could take an eraser and erase the Affordable Care Act, which is what we call Obamacare, and put his name on the top of it, he'd be just fine with it. But because I still think everything is about trying to erase everything that Barack Hussein Obama did, you know what I mean? Or anything that's associated with him or of some of his legislative wins. You know what I mean? So to me, I think that's what it is about, because everything that both of you guys said about pre-existing conditions, the whole shebang, it rings true. It's actually, the best thing, like when I go to the doctor, man, it's like, detection is the key on every disease, whether it's diabetes or anything else. So getting people to the doctor and keeping them healthy, hey, man, that's the game. So, but again, Donald's game is different, man. He's crazy, man. It's like something wrong with the dude, man. He's a 71-year-old white man from Queens, and I keep saying this, like he wanted to be down with the Manhattan boys. Like people don't understand what that means. That's why he acts the way that he acts. And this is no slight to people that's from Queens, but back in that era 70 years ago, oh my God, it was something different. So he is just acting the way he has always acted, except now it's just a very large magnifying glass, and he gets the microphone. And I know I keep saying this, but he acts and people react. And in his mind and in his crew's mind, they're winning.
Before we go, I want to talk about who shot Biggie and Tupac. I saw the documentary last night. Lamont, I'm kind of over it. I mean, first, let me just say this. Soledad O'Brien, bless your heart, baby. Bless your heart. I bless your heart. I appreciate you trying to bring this, to the forefront. You got it on Fox, and but you're not the messenger in this scenario. Ice-T, I get it, but Ice, you ain't even say nothing because you're trying to. Ice was trying to like protect his street cred, but still get a check at the same time. And I get it. He brought the authenticity to the show. I don't know, man. I don't know. Lamont, I'm going to you first on this one because this is your lane. What was your thoughts on who shot Biggie and Tupac?
Well, first of all, I was confused. A Sunday night for 2 hours on Fox? I said, wait a minute.
On football day.
On a football. I said, first of all, what's that other boy name that got that wax show Empire? What's his name?
Lee Davis.
Lou Davis. I said, so Lou Davis ain't got nothing in the can that y'all can put on TV? To continue the whackness that goes down at Fox when it comes to evening programming. I mean, because I was looking at it and I was like, what is, and not that I'm over it, but let's also be very clear, man. Those in the necessary community, we know who shot Tupac and who shot Biggie. Everybody know what that is. You know what I'm saying? You can go to any hood and have the real conversation. Yup, it's going to be about a whole bunch of, innuendos, but everybody know what that was about. You know what I'm saying? On both sides. So it's like, I don't know. I thought maybe that was for that suburban person in Alabama that really cares still about Tupac and Biggie that they don't know, or somewhere in middle America in Iowa or somewhere. I don't know, bro. I just thought, when I first saw it, because I think I clicked in like at 8:45. I said, okay, cool. I could watch 10 minutes of this, and then I could jump to The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead, whatever it is. And then they was like, okay, now we're going to get into Biggie. I was like, whoa, everybody gets an hour? Like, that's what we doing now on a Sunday after 60 minutes? Come on. Ain't no CSI or NCI. We ain't got nothing else we can put on besides this. So again, and the same thing I say with Ice, like,
You
come on, dog.
extended Oprah into 60 Minutes in my.
Right. I'm like, come on, Ice, you know what this is, bro. And I'm like, did you do this for a check? Because those TNT checks is long, bro. Like, Ice-T is good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, this made no sense. It was bad programming, if you ask me. Very, very bad. Very bad. So I know Maynard's gonna go ahead and wave the flag about how he loved it, and Soledad is a queen and she's the bomb, and Ice-T is his favorite rapper. So you know what, Maynard? Go ahead, man. You got it, brother.
You a hater, Lamont.
What you mean?
You a hater, man. First of all, don't speak for me. Don't speak for me. Okay. Let's start with that. Don't speak for me. Second of all,
that's Ice-T calling right there. See? See? That's Ice call. That's Ice on the private line, bro.
Hold on for a second. Hey,
right.
yo. Now put that on hold.
See what I'm saying? That's Ice right there.
I'll get with him. All right. So no, I feel the same. To be honest, I want to debate with you, but damn, you even took my thunder. Hey, did we learn anything new? Did they come up with a name of the person who did the shooting and the blah blah? No. Somebody gonna go to jail? No. Does it matter anymore? No.
Well, let me say this. You know, to Miss Vanetta. Is it Vanetta? Am I pronouncing it correctly? Valletta. Miss Valletta Wallace, who still does have a open, is it civil case? Am I saying that correct? I guess, you know, from that perspective, okay, I get it. But I think from a criminal perspective, listen, man, unfortunately, this is
from an exploitation perspective, it's over. If the Las Vegas Police Department and DA and, you know, the Los Angeles, you know, Police Department and the DA there and, you know, the prosecutors or whatever, you know, if they want to go and they want to fly to New York and they want to see Valletta Wallace on her own and they want to sit down and say, hey, this is the case, this is the situation, and we have solved it for you, pew, and it's over. And then she says, okay, we want to present this to the public, fine. But the investigation part, that only just adds insult to injury, in my opinion. Sorry, man, go ahead.
I feel like if we ain't learning something new, then they're just covering it for some kind of publicity stunt. And, you know, no, that's whack. And it's over. It's done. You're right, Lamont. Miss Wallace deserves closure. Somebody knows something, and that crime should be solved. As well as, you know, any recoveries for wrongful death or what have you, that should also be remedied.
But I think she knows. I think I'm not willing to believe that the streets have not told Big's mom what happened. I'm not willing to believe that. I believe, but right now that's part. So I think there's a partial. I don't know if there's such thing as a partial closure, but there's some closure from that perspective. But I think what she's trying to do is to bring, in my opinion, I think there was also some negligence in terms of some of the investigative portion, and that's where I think she's hitting a brick wall. You know what I mean? Because the police, you know, whether it's in LA or Detroit or Atlanta or even in St. Louis, I mean, we saw we see what's going on in St. Louis right now about how that police officer who shot someone, I think maybe a few years ago, and they still rioted in the streets and all that. Like the police, they're not a perfect scenario, so things do get mucked up. You know what I mean? And I think she's trying to bring that portion to light. And again, she's having a tough time, man, a very tough time. So from Spud's perspective, that one's probably over with. I don't know if she's gonna win that fight.
Let me ask this other question: So Soledad, is she embracing being black? And is she why is she just running around trying to find a job anywhere right now?
Well, let's be careful, Maynard. She's a friend of my household now, so let's be nice. You know what I mean?
I do agree with Maynard, though. I mean, you know,
for a long time, those CNN years, she was not embracing being black.
I disagree
she's
because
not black, period. So let's just be very clear about that. So she has some black roots, but she's Cuban and Australian. So the black part of it is very, very, very minuscule. I mean, she got to do 23andMe to find out where her blackness come from.
But wait a minute. Wait. I need to put some shoe polish on these shoes because that's just been danced off a little bit. I mean, but when we say black and we use the Cuban word, you know, where do the Cubans come from?
Black.
I mean, her mom got, You know, she got
so-
some Afro-Cuban, but I mean,
Okay.
you know, she ain't
Which is
Michelle
really-
Obama black.
Well, hold on.
No.
Which is real important. Which is very important that we mention the Afro-Cuban piece as we and just our ties to the Caribbean and Hispanic America, if you will, the West Indies, because Puerto Rico, those are American citizens that are right now living in a place where there's no infrastructure, and those are our people. Those are our people, not just that they're American, but those people of Indian and Black descent are our people. And we have to, you mentioned it a little bit earlier that we haven't been talking about Puerto Rico. We haven't talked about Antigua, Barbuda, Tortola. We haven't talked about the Virgin Islands. Those are our people. We need to stand for those folks. And the way that Kevin Hart, before the McRib controversy, challenged people to write checks to support to support our families in Houston. We got to, raise the bar again and write checks and make donations to support our people in those affected areas. So
Spud, you see why I say Donald is winning? Maynard just gave me another tool to put in my toolbox. Is because of Donald and his idiotic race baiting, just overall whack presentation and conversation on Friday. Like what Maynard said, like we so busy worrying about who gonna kneel and interlock arms and all that other shenanigans. It's people, they don't have no water to flush the toilet, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like his level of distraction is on 10.
I
TEN.
wouldn't call that winning, though.
In his mind,
I would call that a high level of distraction, yes. I wouldn't call that winning.
Because from his list of priorities, he's controlling the narrative.
No, he's not.
Man, you just said you just said we have not been talking about Puerto Rico.
Okay.
I
posted, first of all, I have been talking about Puerto Rico. I changed.
You are one. You are singular, my brother.
But when I mentioned it, I was talking about we as in the podcast. So it's been discussed at this point. It's being discussed.
J-Lo's talked about Puerto Rico. Stephanie.
Shout out to J-Lo. J-Lo said, I got this bread. I'm about to put this money up. What you got? I got an M on it right now. I said, go ahead, J-Lo.
I ain't got that.
J-Lo got an M. J-Lo for real with that M. She not playing. Everybody from the Bronx, put that money up. Let's go.
All right, we giving out a cactus before we going? You got a cactus this week? Are you cactusing somebody? Are you making somebody choke on their words?
I just want to give a cactus. That's a long time coming. I've been holding off on giving this man a cactus because I thought,
you giving Lamont a cactus? Damn.
I just knew he was about to throw it at me, man. I was like, oh my God, is it coming?
I've been holding off, man. But the legend, the greatest running back, in my opinion, in the history of the NFL, Jim Brown, my dude, you deserve a cactus. First, you kind of cooned around, you kind of tommed around with Don Trump. Okay. I was like, okay, well, you know what? He's legendary status. So, maybe he knows something we don't. You and Steve Harvey going there. You and Ray Lewis running around together and whatever. But right now, the whole, we need to get a sit down so we can negotiate the visit between the Golden State Warriors and Donald Trump. Sit your ass down. Just sit down. No, the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry have made a decision. This is what we're doing, and we standing for something. Now, you were an amazing legend when Muhammad Ali didn't go and stand for the draft, and you and others got around Muhammad Ali and say, bro, we got your back. Have their back. I think what is happening is Jim Brown is just like, I ain't the boss no more. I ain't the star in Black athletic civil rights movement type stuff. And so as a result, he's trying to hold on to something that just ain't there no more. My dude, pass the torch and let it be. And while you're passing that torch, reach your other hand out, grab this cactus, take it to the throat.
All right, Ray Lewis, you get a little bit of that cactus too. By the way, I just want to let you know. I need you to pick a side, Ray Lewis. I need you to, all that dancing you got going on. I mean, Lamont just, shined up his shoes. You got a lot of dancing, Ray Lewis.
I need y'all to chill on. I need you to chill on Ray and chill on Jim Brown. You know why?
Maynard, now we know where Lamont stands. Now we know where Lamont stands.
Do you know why?
Because they're winning?
No, they're not winning, but you all act like you all don't have an uncle in your family that is just kind of, the older they get, the more kind of like they're off a little bit, man. You know what I mean? You just got to kind of put them in the corner, bro. Like, and just let them get old and you don't pay them any attention. You know what I'm saying? We give
like
these...
Uncle Bill. Like Uncle Bill, is that what you're trying to say?
Which Uncle Bill?
You trying to come at
like
me
like Uncle OJ?
Yeah, I mean it's like, yo, man, they just started the fourth quarter of their life, bro. Like you just said, that's about it for them, man. So Ray, like you said, I saw that.
Lewis ain't in the fourth quarter of his life.
Listen, at the route he going, he in the fourth quarter, bro.
Goodness gracious!
Uncle Ray was on both his knees. I said, somebody got to help that man up because he's not gonna be able to get up.
Somebody was like, Ray, it's only one knee.
Ray Lewis is in the fourth quarter of his life. We need to get a hashtag. We need to raise some money. Bring awareness.
Listen.
Ray Lewis is in the fourth quarter of his life.
Ray don't know where to go, bro. Ray's trying to figure
Lewis
it out.
Foundation. Goodness.
Ray's out of here, man. He's whatever. We'll get off of that. So let's show these brothers some love and just we gotta embrace them, man. You know what I'm saying? We are a loving people. We have a history of embracing those who have not embraced us. That's just what we do, man.
Didn't
you know
I
what I'm
just
saying?
say, Maynard, we got to pick a side? You got to pick a side.
Let me back up.
Wait a minute,
Hold
Lamont,
on.
what are we doing? I mean, we can't call them crack-ass crackers, but then, we can't go against Ray Lewis or nothing like that.
I didn't say let's not go against him, but we go against him. We just got to show him some love, and we have to be a little bit more understanding, bro.
But I want to hit Command Z and do an undo on my cactus.
It's a Command Z. What's that?
Yeah, that's undo. That's undo. As Charlemagne might say, when he gives out the donkey of the day, Lamont, can you please come forward in front of the congregation?
Ladies and
have to
gentlemen,
give you some of that.
We are out. Thank you so very much for listening to this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic. We'll be back again next Tuesday for another episode. Thank you thank you guys so very much for listening. Share this podcast with everybody that you know so we can get them numbers up, baby. We'll be back next week.